You are now about to witness the awesome crushing might of the Eugene S. Robinson Show. Stomper! Welcome, my friends, to a story that seemingly never ends. Try it. Yeah, there we go. This is version 3, 4, 8. Eugene S. Robinson Show Stomper. I'm your host, Eugene S. Robinson. This is Bob Riley. Sing us in. As he has every week since 2007. The song is called Intro All of Nothing from the Stigmata record. Calling of the Just, still available from Revelation Records in Huntington Beach, California. When they shoot you to death at a nightclub, they hit your car with a hammer, and they drive your mayor pro tem out of town on a ram. It's open for substandard restaurant in Central Florida that will fail. But first, yes, Bob Riley. Listen well. Freezing in here.
I'm on my way back nowhere. I took my time
And I could not see so clear, but I'm taking a real good look at you. I'm taking a real good look at your face.
I'm on my way back to there,
So being payback is for always nothing. Yeah, well, we stop that nothing stuff right now because there's been a little bit more than nothing. There's been quite a bit of something. And that something that there is what I've got to pay June. But listen, something magical took a little heat off of you. And I dare say that I don't want to queer the vibe. He says, however, I have, you got the Venmo, Eugene-Robinson-28. You got the PayPal, Planet Oxbow, or I think it's at Showstopper. You got plenty of ways to give money for this show. You can sell it to me. Any other ways you can. It should be other. You can Cash App it to me. I don't know what the Cash App address is, but TM knows. He sends it every week. A little bit here. I got a guy from Vermont who sends me $1 a week. Think I'm you turning my nose up at that? No, sorry. 52 weeks in a year, it's $52 a guy pays for the pleasure of listening to the show, and it goes to June. Yeah, it's a feel-good story. It's really a feel-good story. No, man. No. I got friends who have lost fucking houses down there. And my take is nuanced. If you've already read the Substack, the take is nuanced. I don't wish this on anybody. Well, I wish it on my enemies, but I don't wish it on anybody who's not an enemy of mine. But we'll get to that in a bit. We're going over the accounting because, you've heard me say, oh man, this is going to be rough. I gotta, the tax things on my back is climbing on me like an ape. I gotta get out. Okay. The having to work the float between the house and the sale of this house, and then this room is less empty. You can hear an echo. The room is a little less empty. Got stuff in boxes. I was like, well, I'm going to ship the stuff now by ship. 6 weeks, send it by ship to Spain, and I'm going to send right now, since I don't trust the ships, I don't trust the Spaniards, I don't trust anybody. I'm going to send the stuff now that if it gets stolen, I don't really care about it. And I feel like I've accomplished something until I realize everything I have is like that. I don't have a lot. Oh, look at Eugene. He's got the little, the valuable Oh, they're gonna try to get my little disco ball. What do I have that's of value here? Oh, wait a minute. Let me just grab let me grab the most expensive thing I can see on my table. Right here. My phone. That's the most expensive thing on my table. So really, I could send everything. So everything's in boxes. This room, the acoustics in the room have kind of changed. And what was the point of the story? It's a constant to get to your day. But so you get the sense of reason why I hate moving. I moved like 8 times before I was 10 years old, right? And, what you learn when you move that many times is one, human relationships are transitory to a certain degree. I had great friends every place I moved. And there were places that I only was infrequently, like Kensington, Maryland, where I was there for 1 month out of the year, usually July, I think July or August. Who knows? I can't remember. And then people were happy to see me when I showed up, I guess, kind of, sort of. But, in the end, what I learned is people come, people go. Things come, things go. Yeah, I got Adolf here on the desk, but that's not, nobody's got the value, Yeah. So, so I hate moving, but not because of the personal issues, but I hate moving because I hate taking, the bookstores when I was in Maryland, I was stealing Alfred Hitchcock Presents books and horror stories. That was my jam, and a certain amount of science fiction. Yeah. So the personal aspect doesn't bother me. The logistical aspect, not so much. Sort of, kind of. What bothers me most about moving is that it forces me to take restock of my fucking life. All right. Well, so now I have a system, and I have a system that is. There's a reason the second week of January that I'm starting to pack stuff up to ship, because if you do things, it's like, think of mine. If you got any tattoos, if they did small portions of the tattoos, you go in, hey, I want to give me 10 minutes of work. If you paid by time like that, okay, it would infuriate tattoo people, but it would be a lot more palatable than when you say, give me that chest piece and the guy's carving on you for 8 hours, right? So same thing with moving, put some stuff, put it on the ship, take 6 weeks to get there, cost me $2,000. That's even high for this. It's just books. That's all I have. I got books, clothes, of which I can cut those in half, since I'm not going to be wearing super large amounts of the winter clothes, and pieces of art. I'm talking about posters, like shit that I like. Put it in a box, send it, empty the house. The real estate guy came by on Friday to look at it. You're going to stage it. And I was just, get this shit out of your head. I'm not taking any furniture, so you guys make use of it or make provisions to haul it out here, because I'm not doing shit. So they got that. They seem like they got it. So, but then the point of this whole long drawn out story is I've been deleting a very specific email for years. For years. For years and years. Yeah, London's in the house. For years and years. And for some reason, I'm like, man, I'm cleaning out emails. I go, these guys are really fucking insistent. What the fuck is this anyway? And I click on it, and I know you're going to get angry. I know you're going to be disappointed. But I discovered that the mail from Vanguard wasn't spam mail, but they were letting me know that I had some money. How long have I been deleting these emails? I've been deleting these emails since 1999. It's amazing that I'm fucking alive. I've just been deleting them to my benefit, because the amount of money that is in the account is substantial. So I'm not going to lean too heavily on you about giving me money to pay June. But it's nice if you did, because once I get close to the edge, I start to get, bad ideas. Increasingly bad ideas. So now I'm back from the edge financially. I'm all right. I'm disgusted with myself, but that's not the only thing I'm disgusted about. So it's nothing. But back to the fires. There he is. RP's there. 5 figures. Would you feel better or worse if I told you how much? Yeah. No. You're not gonna feel better when you hear that I forgot that I had $88,000 sitting around. 88. Suspicious number 88. HH. You know what I mean? HH. So in other words, I got my nut for the entire 2025. It just an email I finally opened. Fuck, man. People want to talk shit about Silicon Valley. Without this valley, I'm a dead man. That's the reality of it. How does a guy go from living in a trailer that had a shower with a hole in the floor and no heat, second year at Stanford, stealing sauerkraut to eat like a dog, and there's sauerkraut and relish to eat like a dog in the streets, to a guy who forgot he had $88,000. How does that fucking happen? Yeah, man. Best place to order the book? Amazon, man. Yeah, only in America. So, no, I mean, and I don't want to get into issues of deserve necessarily. I mean, I killed it for every one of these jobs I had that paid me this money. But if you think that somehow because I put on a suit and a tie in some cases and went to work, that it made me any less crazy, you'd be terribly wrong. Terribly, terribly wrong. No, that's why 88 doesn't go far. I don't need it to go far. I just need to last for this year. No, they couldn't keep charging the money they're charging you and have you live in a trailer. Like I lived in a trailer park. 25X was my fucking trailer, which I almost burned down. I think once. Yeah, VCR. I got my VCR. I'm sending that too, bro. Sending that straight to Spain. Get that shit kicked in so I can watch all these movies I got on VHS. All these good movies. I know, but that's not the point. That's why I'm not bugging you. I can't do 13 minutes in this thing. But okay, so I'm sitting around and go back in the week. We completely, if you saw If the Shoes Fit, it was a shit show. Alexi's in Jersey. They had some wind issues, some wind advisory, something. Wi-Fi went out. We started the show. It kept disconnected. We finally tapped out 4 or 5 times at bat. Can't get a hit. Fuck it. Let's leave. So no show there. Eric Adams is getting his eyes done. There has a lot of cool stuff. Eric Mayor of New York is getting his eyebrows done. Plenty of shit to talk about. But we didn't do it. Recorded Big Bad Boss Brief. End of when was it? Midweek. So that should be out next week. But other than that, I've just been watching the fires. Yeah, man, adult movies. I got a lot. Well, I still bemoan all those. The ones I threw out, the huge box, like 500 a porn, those were DVDs with a few exceptions of VHS. But the VHS ones I got are like Night Visions. I got Mr. Luigi around somewhere. Deep Throat. I got, the classics. I got a lot of Russ Meyer, and that's not even porn, really, right? So, yeah. So anyway, so this is the week, but I'm paying attention to these fires, and I'm like whistling past the graveyard on the fire, right? Even though natural disasters have hit Spain and Valencia, which is about 7 hours north of where my place is going to be, there was some damage in town there, but not a substantial amount. But, the Spaniards are right on it. They're like, this shit is climate change, and fuck you if you don't believe it's climate change. We're going to mitigate this stuff so that it doesn't happen again, which is what they did in Valencia last time. but then they diverted to this outskirts, so it fucked the poor people this time. So now they're gonna fix that because, unlike some places, they seem to care about poor people there. So, so I'm contemplating all this stuff in a very casual way. And then I'm like looking at these people on the Facebook and doing this thing about checked in, safe, and check. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I start thinking, I go, I don't have any friends in LA. I don't give a shit. It's the New Yorker in me, right? Aggressive self-interest. I don't know nobody in your LA. What the fuck? And then I realized there aren't people I care about in LA. The fuck? Where's Alan? How's Alan? How's Drew doing? The fuck? Marcy, what, there are a few people that I care about who live in LA, and actually the numbers start. So, so the idea, well, in addition to John, John's not in LA now, and plus you're presuming I care about John. No. John rents an apartment. He's not like landed. I'm talking landed aristocracy. That's all I care about. Fuck you apartment dwellers. No. What I'm saying is I just was kind of casual about it, And then I started thinking, well, the reason why it dovetails with the wife asking me, as she did last night. She did, Watson's a few miles south of me in Mountain View. She said, hey, pauses the movie we're watching, goes, hey, you ever miss anybody? And it was an important question because I'd just been at the post office on Friday and I started thinking about, I read this plaque that talks about Kresge Auditorium. And I remember how seeing a movie in Kresge Auditorium kept me from killing myself that night. I'm not even fucking kidding. It was one of those shotgun in the mouth nights. And I had to go see this movie called The Philadelphia Story. And I was like, fucking this guy, you know what? I'll kill myself after the movie, and I'd sit in that trailer with the shotgun in my mouth. And I'd be like, hey, she's dark. I don't need to be alive. And so I watched A Philadelphia Story, and it was such a great fucking movie, that Frank Capra movie. It renewed my desire for living. Of course, I had CTE because I had all these concussions from rugby, which I didn't even, and from fighting and getting knocked off, stage diving and hitting the floor, all of these things. So I'm walking along thinking, Kresge used to be right here. It's behind the post office by the law school. I used to love this nice field here. And they put this fucking building here, this shitheads. And then I started to think, I remember walking around here with Mike. And I started remembering all these guys I was friends with freshman year. Where the fuck are they now? What the fuck are they, man? Of course, I got that disconnect thing from having moved all those times. But so I tell the wife, I go, actually, funny that you should mention that. I actually started thinking, I would like to see those guys now. I go, is that missing? Is that how it feels when you miss somebody?
To it.
Anyway, this is 348 of the Eugene S Show. So Tuesday, we got If the Shoes Fit, assuming Alexa can get his system going. This week, we got Bad Boss Brief. Other than that, I got nothing this week that I can think of on the face of it. Thanks for listening. I do have something I'm supposed to do. I got a couple pieces I'm writing, but these will come out, and I'll put the links up if you follow me. I've been kind of slow on Blue Sky, mostly because it's like a very quiet party. But anyway, that's the end. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Look what you made me do! Don't die, buddy. Don't die.